Hi there. I am out here today and it is freezing. I need to get going here real quick so that I can warm up, but I've been dragging my feet on this and I think it's time. I need to bite the bullet and just do this project before it gets any colder than what it is. It's kind of messing with me a little bit because Michigan is so up and down. Like, you never can gauge if it's going to be cold or warm or how long the warm is going to last until it's just like cold from here on out. Last year, I remember my beacon impatiens were still going strong towards the end of November, and we are in the second week of October now. So it's a little bit earlier than normal. Hosta are starting to go downhill, turn their fall color, which is beautiful. But what I need to do today is I need to get all of my plants, like my perennials that are in containers, I need to get them either into the ground for winter, or I need to get them kind of winterized up near my house so that they have a fighting chance to survive over the winter. And honestly, I really like a lot of my plants right now that are in my planters, and so I'm probably going to end up putting them all in the ground this year. And so what I do is I just have a couple dump bed areas where there's another plane. So what I do is I basically just throw plants that I want to winter over, or plants that I got on clearance maybe and I don't really know what to do with them yet, throw them in these little like dump bed areas until I find a proper home for them. Another thing I like to do for my plants to winter over is I like to clean out my vegetable garden, raised beds, and winter them over in those. That seems to work pretty good, but I'm gonna leave that area just in case of an emergency. If I find anything last minute on clearance, we'll leave that open for that situation. But so for right now, I'm just gonna go around and gather all my planters, and I'm probably just gonna throw them in the ground somewhere, to be honest. Nothing fancy. If I think I might have a spot for some of them, I'll go ahead and try it out, put it in a spot. But other than that, we're just gonna throw them in a dump bed. I have some random plants waiting to be planted here and there. This Brunnera kind of bit the dust the other day with the cold weather that came in. I just watered it, so it should pop back up. But this is Looking Glass Brunnera, and I've got 3 of them. And then, let's see here, I wanna get these planters taken care of. You can see I've got some perennials in here. These are just 2 of the same planters right here. But I have some Spot On Pulmonaria that needs to get put in the ground. I've got some Autumn Joy Sedum that needs to get put in the ground. And then this Rider Geranium here. So I'll get those in. I have 3 containers down here, and what I'll do is I'll probably clean them out. I might just plop them right in the ground where they're at. So the Hosta, those will winter over just fine if I left them in the pot, but we'll see. The Creeping Jenny, I mean, I don't even really care if this winter's over because I have a crap ton of it in my yard already I can choose from if I want more. The Heuchera, I don't know, we'll see what happens. But yeah, so I've got those 3, and then I'll take care of these planters here so that they don't crack. And then over here, I might just leave that Hosta right where it's at. It's a Seducer Hosta until I find a spot for it next spring. These planters will need to come up onto the porch really soon. They're fine for now, but once the winter hits, I will bring those up on the porch. But I'm gonna leave them for today. So yeah, you can see it's starting to change. Annuals are starting to go downhill. I mean, it looks pretty good for the most part, but it's just that time of year. Over here, I've got a few planters. These need to be taken care of. There's what is that? There's a Wildberry Heuchera in each one of them, and then a Evergold Carex in each one of them. And then over here, need to take these 2 perennials out. There's a Black Pearl Heuchera and a Pulmonaria Spot On. And then up here I have that planter I'll clean out, and I'll take care of that pot. I just have a few things left here. So I just have some Jack Frost Brunnera, and then this is Tootie May Hosta. I gotta get those in the ground somewhere too. I just kind of fixed this area up the other day, and I was thinking I might want to go around with one more little row, and I thought that the Brunnera would look really cool, but I don't have enough of the same kind of Brunnera, so I'm just gonna wait on it. So I'm gonna go get my shovel and we'll get started. So I'm just gonna take a second and water these a little bit before I put them in the ground. The impatiens, still got some impatiens in these pots that look pretty cool, but I mean there's like 2 of them that look good still. The rest look like crap. And I really want to get these planters in a nice safe location so they don't crack. There are a few that have already cracked, but I have had these for quite some time. So yeah, I'm just going to spend a couple minutes and water them a little bit so they're nice and saturated before we go and stick them in the ground, and then I will water them again once I plant them. But all right, let's get them watered up. They are all watered up, and I did gather everything except there's still 2 perennials up in that pot, that whiskey barrel pot. There's a Primo Black Pearl Heuchera, and then there's a Spot On Pulmonaria, so I'll have to go grab those too. But honestly, I think I was gonna try to use some of these, but I don't have enough of everything to make a cool design anywhere, and so I'm just gonna wait on it and be patient, and I'm just gonna fill up the back of this wood pile dump bed here. So basically all I'm gonna do is I have a bunch of Hosta in here that just reseeded themselves all over my garden, and I keep putting them in here to save them. So I'm gonna dig all those up and kind of clump them in one little clump in an area, and then I'll use the rest of this for all my perennials that I want to winter over that we just watered up. And we'll get the regular size shovel today. Woo! I forgot to. First things first. All right, get this guy. And I'll just go over to our workspace. Clean these up. They're all the same Hosta. I'm pretty sure they're elegans. Actually, that thing reseeds itself like crazy. And then I do have a couple yellow polka dot bikini. I'll probably just leave those there. And then that one, I'm not sure what that one is. I think it might be just a regular gold standard Hosta. So yeah, I'm gonna work on digging these up. And Hosta are super resilient. I mean, these were all volunteers anyway, so they're not gonna mind me disturbing their root system at all. Got a bunch of lamium in there too, which is a vigorous grower. So we just pull these out. I could actually cut these back too, which I'll probably end up doing. Actually, I'll grab my pruners and cut these. And then I'm going to leave these 2 here. Those are the yellow polka dot bikinis. Yeah. So look at the root system on these guys. I mean, this is not like a significantly sized hosta or anything. This is just a baby. And I put it over here in my dump bed and it, so yeah, it's just, hosta are so great. So now we've got all this space to winter over all of our great plants over there. And I think I'm going to grab my rototiller and just till this up a little bit. And then I'm going to water it and saturate it because it is pretty dry. You can see how dry that is. So I'm going to till it up. We'll get some water on it, maybe till it up again, and we'll get the stuff planted. I am going to cut all these hosta off and then we will get them planted. There's a rock in there. Might be a cool one. Oh, not too big. Right, so it's all loosened up. And I'm not gonna put them in any special like design or anything. This is just like a bed that I pulled plants over in. That's all it is. And we'll get some water in here.
And by faith we can see it above, for the Father waits over the way to prepare us a dwelling place there in the sweet by and by. We shall meet on that beautiful shore in the sweet.
Alright, so I'm just going to start bringing these plants over here and just sticking them in the ground. It's really nothing fancy.
On that beautiful shore.
Honestly, I think I'm just going to take this whole thing out and plop it in the ground. The dirt and all. See what we got here. Oh. And I'm gonna take out some of this soil. And then fill my hole with water. That's it. And yeah. Oh no! Hey buddy! Oh, is that your winter home? Aww. I'll put him back. Say hi to Stacy and Margie and Touchdown, Elma, Teresa, Pat, Michelle. Tell them hi. Say hi to Linda and Judy, Paige, Dorothy, and Janet. Tell them bye for the winter. Oh, put him back. There you go. Startled him. Alright, so yeah, so now this is all cleaned out. I won't even like spray it out or anything. I'm just gonna go put it on the side of my shed over there and hope that there's no mice that jump out at me. But I'm just gonna continue doing that with the rest of my planters and my plants.
This is my story. This is my song. Praise ye my Savior all the day long. This is my story. This is my song. Praise ye my Savior all the day long. Perfect submission, all is at rest. I am my Savior, am happy and blessed, watching and waiting, looking above, filled with His goodness, lost in His love. This is my story. This is my song. Praising my Savior all the day.
A little while later, the same day, I had to take like a trauma break because I found a mouse nest. And I was like, no, can't do it. Then I looked down at my arm and there was a giant spider crawling up my arm, and I was like, nope, I'm done. So I went inside and took a break from all the critter trauma, and now I'm out here and it's even more cold and it's even more windy, as you can tell. So, but I'm gonna do my best and try to get all these pots cleaned up and put over here in mouse heaven, and we'll see what happens, okay? I might run away screaming, but we will see. I came out here earlier and it looks like a disaster right now, but I took my shovel and I just kind of like shoved all those pots and everything you see to see if there's any mices under them, and sure enough there was. Right there is a giant nest. There was, I don't even know, I got some of it on movie and I'll show you right now, but they were just popping out there like one after another. It was just disgusting, and I started crying and I went inside. So anyway, we're gonna flip over the rest of the pot. Alright, I'm really scared right now, but I'm being super brave, and I'm just doing what I have to do as a gardener out here. This is some of the things you have to deal with, but I got my like cool like leaf scooper, and got ready to stand pretty far away. And that is the mess. Okay, I think they're all gone. Now I just gotta Okay, it's a little bit later. I gotta take breaks. Literally, like, my blood pressure rises, I think. I don't even know anything about blood pressure, but I feel like that's what's happening in my body, that my blood pressure is rising, because I'm not afraid of them like they're gonna like attack me or anything. They're just like creepy, like, see? Oh my gosh. I tried really hard. You can see it's like super windy out here. It's super cold. There's like a freaking family reunion of mice running around back there, and so I have to stop. Like, my stomach is almost starting to hurt. That's how, you know how you get when someone scares you? You're just like, ooh, and like you almost start to get sick. I think I just have to be done for today. So I'll probably see you guys back here. Maybe we'll try again tomorrow. Thank you, Nate. My sweet husband came out here and he tipped over all the pots. He felt bad for me, so it's just like a couple seconds later. He came out, tipped over the pots, scared all the mice away, and then he moved. I had him move my, I think we're good. I had him move my thing that was there, my potting bench, and it's like over here in the open now. Not that that's gonna matter, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna store my pots right side up and then just put like rocks in the top one, and hopefully they don't make a nest in there, and then we'll deal with it in the spring. But if you guys have any suggestions, I know somebody said a few different things. I gotta go back and look. I can't remember. I wrote some things down, but whew, this is intense. But it's super windy, so I don't even know if you can hear me anymore. So I'm just gonna set the movie up and we'll get this movie up.
I found out, big brave chief, the game you're hunting for ain't beef. Get off of my hunting grounds and get out of my sight. This award is I'm doing means of fighting that. You don't need no more of what you already had. Your squall is on the warpath.
Alright, we are all done with that. I got my pots all stacked up, and that's all I'm gonna do for the day. I will come in here a different day when I am over all of my critter trauma, and we will clean that corner up a bit. But for now, that's all we're gonna do. Boy, that was sure intense, but I'm glad I got that done. Thank God my husband came out and moved all the pots around, because who knows when I would have worked up enough courage to get back out here. That was just pretty traumatizing. But anyway, I'm gonna take you through and I'll show you all of my plants that I got in here. I'm pretty excited because I got a lot of nice things to choose from come spring. So let's take a look at what we got. Here, those are all my Hosta I dug up and moved, and I cut them off. I will eventually cut all of these off too. But these were just all my planters I just took out of the actual pot and popped them in the ground. Over here, these were the planters I had on either side of my bench. 2 Carex and the 2 wild berry. And then those 2 Carex were from another planter that had sedum in it and some palmaneria. Then that palmaneria and this black pearl right here, those are in the planter behind my bench. And then these are just a bunch of Brunnera. I think that's the Looking Glass Brunnera, and then that's the Jack Frost Brunnera. These ones were really, really root bound, so I'm thinking that's why they were not holding water. I was watering them every day and they weren't holding water, but when I took them out of the pots, I was like, holy cow, no wonder they weren't holding water. But I'm pretty excited because I think this is a lot of great things that I can choose from come spring. I got those 2D May Hosta in there. Those are going to be really pretty. Hosta, let's see. Yeah, it's just a lot of great things. So, pretty excited about giving these things a home soon. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I'm sorry if I was a little screamy and crazy and ballistic, but Yeah, and those mice, they just did not want to leave. I mean, I kind of feel bad because I did disrupt their little home that they had, their giant homestead that they built on underneath my pot. But goodness, I can't let them get too out of control because they can be destructive. Like, they could get into the shed and start eating like my cushions from my deck furniture. That's what they did last year. And just, yeah, they can be super destructive. So unfortunately, they had to go. So I don't know where they went. There's lots of other places in the woods that they can find a home, and who knows, maybe they'll build another home in my pots. I don't even know, but I'm not gonna think about it until the springtime. But boy, does it sure feel good to get those pots of perennials planted into the ground so that they can establish and just kind of find their home in the ground before the real winter hits here in Michigan. And then next spring, we'll just find them somewhere great. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.